This is colostrum. It's the first milk from cows. Got it from a local butcher here in town because the cow had a calf. Colostrum, the first milk from cows for their calves, contains all sorts of valuable immune peptides, bioactive signaling molecules, especially the milk from the first 24 hours. Sooner after the calf is born, that milk, that colostrum, is the most biologically active stuff that is made by the cow. Now, what's interesting about colostrum is that everybody's talking about it for humans. There's pretty good evidence that colostrum, the first milk from cows for their calves, is effective across species. So it's across mammalian species that colostrum can be beneficial. What sort of research do we have here? There's research showing that growth factors, specifically IGF-1, TGF-alpha, and TGF-beta in colostrum can help repair leaky gut, both in athletes doing extreme activity when they're getting really hot. Maybe if you're in the sauna too long, you could actually cause leaky gut too. Separate video for that. There are studies where researchers are giving people indomethacin, which is an NSAID like ibuprofen. Giving people colostrum from cows mitigates the damage in humans that non-steroidal anti-inflammatory does to the gut. We know that molecules like ibuprofen, Motrin, indomethacin, these damage your gut. So colostrum has been shown to, number one, protect your gut, to probably heal leaky gut. So this is pretty magical stuff, even from cows to humans. The second thing that colostrum does is that it can help modulate your immune system. There are multiple immunoglobulins in colostrum. These are IgG, etc. And there are peptides known as PRPs, proline-rich peptides. There's actually a group of peptides that can modulate your immune system. If your immune system needs to go up, PRPs can push it up. If it needs to go down, they kind of modulate it down. They can bidirectionally modulate your immune system. These incredible PRPs, these proline-rich peptides, those are associated often with the milk-fat globule membrane. So colostrum, as you can tell, has both water-soluble and fat-soluble components. Colostrum is full of fat. So you want that milk-fat globule membrane. You want a colostrum to be a full fat colostrum so that all the fat-soluble nutrients in there and all the peptide and immune complexes that are associated with the fat in the colostrum are actually bioactive, originally, evolutionarily, for baby cows, calves, but if we're talking cross species, for humans also. Remember that, guys, because there's a dirty little secret in this video that I'm gonna get to at the end. The third thing that colostrum does, which is also connected to this dirty little secret, is it helps build these little cow brains, because the fat component of the colostrum contains lipids, specifically sphingomyelin and gangliosides, and sialic acid is associated with the fat side of the colostrum. Those are all helpful for the brain. And even in humans, they can be neuroprotective for our brains. So colostrum is pretty incredible. It looks to be able to protect from leaky gut, it can modulate your immune system, and it might even protect your brain and other components of your nervous system, provided that it's a whole colostrum and it has the fat intact. So with all that in mind, it's no surprise that colostrum is kind of viral. A lot of people are talking about it, a lot of people are taking it today, but here is the dirty little secret. So let's move this aside and we'll get to the really important part of this discussion. This, disguised for anonymity, is the #1 selling brand of colostrum in the United States. This is Heart and Soil, grass-fed, complete colostrum. The dirty little secret of the #1 selling colostrum in the United States is that this is an incomplete colostrum. This colostrum is defatted. You can look at the way this colostrum looks. It's powdery, it's white, it kind of looks like salt. In contrast, the Heart and Soil grass-fed, complete colostrum is more yellow and it's much more fluffy. This brand says they do this because they want to have this dissolve in water, which sounds good when you think about it, because it will dissolve in water more than this, because this has had the fat removed. So if you have less fat, it's gonna dissolve in water. The problem is that when you remove the fat in colostrum, you are removing the milk-fat globule membrane. So you're losing all the nutrients in the fat fraction of the colostrum. You're losing sialic acid, you're losing sphingomyelin, you're losing gangliosides, and all of the peptide and immunoglobulin components in this colostrum are much more susceptible to degradation in the acid of your stomach. The milk-fat globule membrane is pretty incredible. The milk-fat globule membrane is a lipid part of the colostrum that protects bioactive components. When you eat colostrum, or a colostrum powder in this case, it has to go through your stomach. It has to go through the acid part of your stomach, like a boiling cauldron of acid. This colostrum is much more susceptible to damage because it's had that lipid fraction removed. It's had the milk-fat globule membrane, it's a huge word, removed. So this is kind of a dirty little secret. In the interest of shelf stability, and because they want it to dissolve in water, they have stripped away a vital component of this colostrum that is found in the whole colostrum. This is not colostrum as nature intended. This is complete colostrum. This is what complete colostrum looks like. It's fluffy, it's orange. This is colostrum as nature intended it. I think colostrum is very valuable for humans. It has immune benefits. It has leaky gut benefits, probably has neurologic benefits. So what should you look for in a colostrum? Number one, you want a complete colostrum. You do not want a defatted, incomplete colostrum. Number two, you want whatever brand you buy the colostrum from to be very open about sharing COAs, showing that they rigorously test for contaminants, heavy metals, pesticides, etc. Three, ideally you want that colostrum packaged in glass. There's no other colostrums in glass. I'm just saying, because microplastics and nanoplastics are a big deal, this is in plastic sachets or a plastic container. One thing I'll add, just for comparison, 93 cents per gram for this guy. This undisclosed brand of colostrum uses a 1 gram serving size, which is not the most clinically effective dose. 67 cents per gram for the Hard and Soil grass-fed complete colostrum, and we use a 3 gram dose, which is more clinically effective than a 1 gram dose. Check out our new grass-fed complete colostrum out now. I think it's the best colostrum in the world. If you have issues with leaky gut, if you want to protect your immune system, or you want to increase your brain health, colostrum is a very valuable food for humans. Animal foods are very valuable for humans. One thing I will say is that this is definitely a first milking colostrum. Variable data about whether this is a first milk colostrum or not, first day milking. To both of these brands' credit, they both say that they are giving the calves enough colostrum. So whenever you get a colostrum, you want to make sure that the baby cows get enough colostrum, and whatever is in the product is just the extra that humans can also benefit from. So if you guys need colostrum, it could benefit your immune system, it could benefit your gut, it could benefit your brain. Make sure you're getting a good one. Hopefully that's helpful, guys. I'll see you in the next video.